Thursday, November 19th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you, and we've had a cold front push into the region. Out ahead of it, some pretty heavy rain overnight last night into this morning. There's a peek of the Greensboro Tower camera during the 5 o'clock hour. A lot of wet roadways down below. A lot of that rain from last night still pressing slowly eastward throughout portions of the Carolinas. And what I'll do here, I'll kind of pan the Greensboro Tower camera down in the direction of the roadways. You can see a lot of those wet roadways down below there on Spring Garden toward the campus of UNCG. Certainly a wet scenario overnight last night and into this morning. Here's the Charlotte Tower camera time lapse, the Dowd YMCA camera. Yesterday you had a lot of clouds overhead, some intervals of sunshine, and then as we got into last night, watched the rain move in and settle in. Pretty good batch of rain rolled through last night. A lot of folks picked up over 1 inch of rain as last night rolled along into early this morning. Highs yesterday, pretty warm across the region overall. We'll check the Triad specifically, mid-60s near the Virginia border. A lot of highs near 70s elsewhere, a little warmer around Charlotte. Highs well up into the 70s around the Charlotte viewing area yesterday afternoon. These are 5 o'clock temperatures. It's a mild November morning just ahead of an incoming front, but you look westward, it's in the 40s in Huntsville and Nashville, Memphis, Jackson, Mississippi in the 40s, and that much cooler air waiting in the wings, and there's even colder air kind of building up here in Canada into the northern Rockies, and that's going to be plunging southeastward as we get deeper in the weekend. All right, so here's how the storm report map looks from yesterday, third day in a row of pretty decent amounts of severe weather. Had some tornadic issues down here in parts of Florida and Alabama. Had some wind damage problems in parts of the western sections of Virginia, even down into parts of eastern Tennessee and the northwestern North Carolina mountains. Some wind problems, some flooding issues too in southwestern North Carolina. And for a little while longer, as I'm cutting the video, still this flash flood warning in effect for portions of the high country, including Boone and Blowing Rock. 24-hour rain totals. Let me expand this view out just a bit. I'll give you a broader perspective. You notice it has been a pretty good rain event for many folks around the region. Focusing on the Triad area specifically, parts of Guilford, Randolph counties, well over 1 inch of rain. Same deal as you get down here toward portions of the Charlotte metro. A little bit of a minimum in parts of Gaston and western Mecklenburg County, but a lot of folks up over 1 inch of rain over the past 24 hours. Here's the broad perspective on the radar. Still a few flashes of lightning and rumbles of thunder in Georgia and South Carolina. You notice the heaviest rain has begun to exit, though, over into central North Carolina. Still, though, some showers to go as you head back further to the west in North Carolina, but this will be drawing to a close as we move forward in time. You look back off to the west, things are much quieter over the Tennessee Valley and the lower Mississippi Valley, and that's the air mass that's moving on in here. So there's your cold front working eastward. I do think a clearing trend as we get deeper into the day and certainly into tonight. So a little bit of afternoon sun for the I-85 corridor. Here's your dew points. Notice they are way up there into the 60s across the Carolinas right now. That's pretty humid. But watch this. As we move forward in time, that much drier air just pours in here tonight into tomorrow, and it will be a much drier, cooler air mass that settles in. Westerly winds kicking in today, northwest tonight, all bringing in that drier and cooler air mass. But still warm today due to the timing of the front. Still a warm day with highs in the 70s in the Piedmont. Tomorrow much cooler, high pressure building throughout the region. Your Friday highs upper 50s and lower 60s for many Piedmont spots. Saturday, pretty quiet weather overall, but you notice this next blast of colder air waiting in the wings. Pretty good shot of some snow up here in the Great Lakes region. And Saturday looks just fine weather-wise. Pretty good amount of sun, highs in the 50s. And then notice this area of high pressure kind of builds throughout the region Sunday into Monday. Now, I need to say this. The NAM computer model as well as the European want to bring some rain to the coastal plain by Sunday morning. I have not gone with that scenario as of yet. At least I've not brought any rain into the forecast for the Triad and the Charlotte regions. But it bears watching to see how those trends unfold. But it will be much cooler. Look at Sunday. Upper 40s for highs, probably 40s for Monday too. Some lows likely in the 20s on Monday morning and Tuesday morning. Tropics, no sign of trouble. Everything pretty quiet across the Atlantic Basin. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everybody have a great day, and God bless.